So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming back, and special thanks to all those people who have stayed back after a long session and a very informative session from Sri Gangadharji. So, this session is a continuation of spiritual parenting, which is part of complete parenting, but it will focus mostly what we do till first days of our child's birth. Okay, but today's session is very helpful for even the parents who have who already have their children and all. Okay, so that you can understand certain things which you probably might have done during your pregnancy period, and you can understand how a child develops and all that. Okay, so this session will be both in English and also in Telugu. Okay, so once again, thank you. And last session we were discussing about the importance of mental detoxification. And during pregnancy, a mother, father, parents, and a lot of people go through a lot of things. Okay, they go physically, they a lot of things they go through mentally, psychologically, in every way, in their relationships. A lot of things happen to them. Okay, and the adding pressure to a mother is that if this environment is not very ideal, she gets more tensed, more scared, because she knows that this is going to impact my child. Okay, they might be going through certain difficulties, and knowing that this thought process will affect my baby, my fetus inside the womb, that will give more pressure to the mother. Okay, so during this session, speak about what all things can happen due to different mother will, and also how to protect your child when you are when the child is in the womb. Okay, same things you can use to an extent after your child is born also. uh, but it's very important, very important to this session is very important both for already parents and for would be parents, whether it was it's your first child or second child and all. Yeah, so I will start with a example with my life, what had happened in my life. So as I said, I was a hypnotherapist. I do past life regression and such things. Wait a moment. Let me mute certain participants.
You should not bring at all. Once in a way.
Janki Garu, can you mute yourself? Yeah. So when you have a question, you can raise your hand. Then you will be unmuted and you can ask your questions. Yeah. So we have heard about Abhimanyu, how he learned to enter into Padma Vyuha when Abhimanyu's father Arjuna was describing about the war strategies to his wife Subhadra, mother of Abhimanyu. While being in his mother's womb, Abhimanyu had heard a lot of, he already heard and he knew how to enter into Padma Vyuha and all that. Okay, it's not that only Abhimanyu is listening. Okay, we all are the same. Okay, so only thing is Abhimanyu still had consciously remembered it, whereas a lot of us we have not we are not remembering it consciously. That's the only difference. And there are many ways, there are many through hypnosis and many other ways. Most of us can recall and remember what had happened when we were in our mother's womb, what was our mother going through, what happened when we came out for the first time, who took us, what was the emotion and all that. And lot of things depend on those first moments, and during the pregnancy what has happened. Our life's characters and lot of things depend on highly significant. Okay, so how we take care of our children during uh, pregnancy, from the moment of conceiving till delivery, during delivery, and the first 8 years, these are all very critical. And the lesser the age, the more advantage you are having. Even you are knowing this knowledge before you conceive, even before you marry and all, that would be like a blessing, real blessing, because now you have right knowledge where you can apply this. So I'll tell you, yes, Mr. Satish, I'm also a, past life regression therapist. My teacher is Dr. Newton in Hyderabad. I was in his first batch of training. So uh, this was in the year 2005. So from past 15 years, I'm into that field also. Apart from that, I'm trained in many other things from many other teachers, both in India and abroad. And both the Western way, like psychology and such things, and Eastern way. I have been trained into by some yogis and all kind of, because this is something which is very life and spiritual aspect of life is very dear to me. So uh, I've been in that quest for many years. So I do practice also certain things. Yeah, I think I answered you. So this happened in the year 2005. Okay, when during a session I saw what happened uh, while I was in my mother's womb. I did describe this in the previous session also, but it's worth repeating. So when I was in my, a lot of things I have seen, but two things were like, I remember it very well, because it was a surprise. I never thought this had happened. Okay, it was very surprising, and rest of the things were literally I forgot. Whatever I have seen, other things I forgot, because it was as if because I knew that, like in a way, I could expect that. But these two incidents were something which I never expected. That would it would have happened in my life, kind of. One, while I was in my mother's home, my mother was reading some things, and she was writing that thing. Okay, she was writing and reading. Very surprising to me, because uh, because when she throughout my life, I know that my mother is not into books. She is not into reading and writing. My father and I have that habit in my house. My elder brother nor my mother have this habit. He is very good in education, but not like when I take a newspaper, I read from the first page to the last page. Political stories, movies, sports, everything I read. Okay, and I just don't read one newspaper, like literally. Now I don't do that. From past 20 years I'm not into news and all that, much into that. But before that, like everything is for me, I would read, and I would read it like with real passion. Yeah. So which was very surprising. That element was very surprising. And this but it has affected me in a positive way. When my mother was doing something, come into me. But when I was in her womb, I saw this. She's reading and writing very passionately and all. So that positively affected me, but there is something which has affected me negatively. Okay, so when I was born, there was one lady who entered into the uh, delivery room. Just from the distance, she came to know that I'm a boy, and she just left the room. Okay, she just left the room. She was dejected. She was disappointed that again in this family there is another boy. Okay, so already we in our family we had my elder brother. So when there was another boy again, so it was
I want to be relaxed and అనిపించింది నాకు. నేను యాక్చువల్లీ నా లైఫ్ లో
Jan-
అంతా హడావిడి.
Jansi garu mute cheskora. So so she was disappointed. Okay, so this has impacted my life immensely. Immensely, I can't tell you, it took 36 years to come out of this. Okay, though I went into this field in the year 2004 2005, and I could in a way come out of it in 2016. Okay, I was born in 1980. So 24th year ending, I went into this training and all that, and I saw this during one of the sessions. So but in it took 16 years to realize the effect, the impact, the negative impact of that just one instant in my life. Okay, it took so many years, and it by that time I have ruined my life in many ways. Okay, so what happened is, when a lady uh, rejected, I was rejected in a way. Okay, so throughout my life I was trying to get approval from women. Okay, that lady, that female person can be my mother, can be my cousin sisters, because I don't have any sibling who is a sister, or I don't have any sister. So uh, anyone, it need not be my girlfriend or a wife. Okay, it can be like, somebody would say, sir, we just loved your class, and then they call up, tell their challenges. I would go out of my way. In my engineering college, during my final exams, my friend's mother was beaten by her father, and she coming to my house, and I have to put aside my exams, my preparation to do something for her. This was something which was like way beyond. I was always trying to get approval from women, and irrespective of what I do again and again, what I do, ultimately I used to get this ladies would leave my life. Okay, no, without any issue, it's not, I'm not talking about my girlfriends leaving me or those things, you understand. There is no reason, just, it's not like they're not able to be in touch or anything, something or other. They just, it's like a breakup. It's not always a relation. Breakup means it's not just about between a, girlfriend and a boyfriend. It can be a breakup between two simple friends, a sister and a brother, or anything. So I was always struggling with that, and the root of that comes from a simple instant that had happened in my life. you know so lot of things happen which are looking so simple, but it can impact a child's life, a person's life completely. Okay, and in many Western and New Age therapies, or New Age self-help systems, one example I kept on hearing. One example. I don't know how many of these therapists have done the same case. I don't know, but I kept on hearing one case where a lady goes to a therapist because she has a problem of stammering. Okay, so she went for many therapists, and finally she found out the answer during a regression session. A regression session is something where through hypnosis or through different ways, you go back to your things of past. It can be of this life or sometimes to the previous life. It can be part of this life, but during during the womb stage. Okay, so it can be anything, but it will be a past. Okay, so somebody comes to a therapist, a regression therapist, and tells their problem. Now through hypnosis or through different techniques, they go back to a point where this roots have been started. Okay, so when she was regressed, she could see that when she was a small child, like 3 years or 4 years child, her mother came back from a very tiring and very bad day, we can say that. Okay, she had a very tough day. The mother had a very tough day, so she came back home. She wanted to take rest, but this girl, full of energy, like a typical 3 years girl or anyone, with full of energy and all that. She was jumping, she was making noise, sound. She was loud. Okay, then out of frustration, the mother simply said, I'm unable to take it, I can't hear you. Yeah, in the sense, it's like it's very disgusting, your voice is very disgusting, it's bothering me a lot, kind of. In a very strong way, she just made her daughter shut her mouth. Okay, she didn't physically abuse or anything. Okay, so that words made her feel like she's not good in her voice. Her voice is not good, she's not good in speaking, or all those things she got in, and that led to stammering, and that led her, she was not good in expressing through speech or communication. This kind of vocal communication, she was totally screwed up. Okay, so finally she has to go through the session, then go through the therapy, and she was out of it. Okay, so through these examples, I'm trying to tell you how significant it is, how important it is, how aware we as a parents must be, so that we don't ruin our children's life. Okay, uh, so it's very important to understand these aspects. I told in the last class also, a lot of us we focus on other things like physical level, physically what kind of food should be given, what kind of food not to be given. And people focus a lot on potty training, people focus on how to make my child learn this, people focus on strengthening the memory, making it stronger, or teaching a lot of different languages in a very small age. All those right brain, left brain, activating neurons, creating more neurons in the brain. I'm not against those things. I'm not against those things, but in my journey, I have been spent, honestly, I like every other parent, you know, a lot of times we, as a parent or any human being, we would like our children not go through certain things that we have gone through. You know, if we have struggled financially, we would not like our children to struggle financially. If we have struggled in a social life, we would like our children to be more social, good in communication, becoming that should not become their challenge, kind of. So we all and if we are focusing on health, we would like our children to be healthy. So every parent will have their own idea of what is the best thing that they should be giving to their children. But I personally, going through all this stuff, wherever, whichever therapy where I went to learn, I could only understand, I could conclude only one thing: if I knew this before, or if my adults were educated enough, I would have not gone through this. At least let me see that, let me give my best to my children. This is the only driving force. Okay, I'm not trying to convert anyone, but I'm just putting my case. It's ultimately you, the parents, who has to choose. Okay. So what happens? What happens? There are many things that happen from a single instant. See, now I'll tell you what thought processes will lead to what kind of things. Okay. I have been doing this parenting classes both in India and in abroad. Okay. I have been teaching this to so many years, for so many people from past uh, 13 plus years, especially. I met so till now certain things were like wherever I went, there was no single exception. Also, what I'm going to tell now, there was no single exception. Also, no, I was born like this, but mm, my mother didn't go through this experience while I was in her womb. Like this, I never heard. Okay, so I'm still open. I'm not saying this is the ultimate thing. Okay, nothing. But I didn't come across. I didn't come across neither in India or anywhere. Okay, so last time we were talking about abortions and miscarriage also. Now I'll start with a miscarriage. Okay, so basically what happens is the child once the soul, sometime in some people, some souls, they come into the womb, and they stay there throughout the time. They stay there, uh, and during the delivery and before and all that, they stay there. Okay, then there are some souls which keep coming. They stay there for a while, they go back into the soul plane, again come back. Like that they keep, like, they just keep traveling, and ultimately before birth they more get grounded with. Okay, and during this process also there is a lot of communication happening. There is a lot of observation that is happening. So uh, yes, there are so they choose, sometimes they choose to quit. Okay, they come in, and when they find the environment is not ideal, they quit. Okay, so if the physical environment is not ideal, if the, if the physically it's not ideal for them once they come in, if it is not ideal, they can choose to quit. Okay, and many a times I came to know that, for example, there was a child who was ready to be born to you, and later for whatever circumstances the child left, and the mother had gone had a miscarriage. Okay, in most of the cases, 90% of the cases, it is the same soul that comes back. Most of the cases. Okay, very few times it's the other soul can come down. Okay, so that is one thing. Second, that is physically one part, but there are other aspects which you must be very see, physically your doctor can tell you what the right to do and all that. You may be also aware of kind of abuse your body with. Okay, so all those things I'm not going to touch because that's not my field. Okay, but what I can tell you is take care of your environment emotionally. Okay, apart from the food you take, the physical food you take, you must also be conscious about what is being fed through your ears, what is being fed through your eyes. These are very important. As a mother, you should be taking care of those things. Okay, so these miscarriages also happen when, for whatever reason, the mother does not is not ready for a child. Okay, the child is not the mother is not ready for whatever reason. Sometimes the mother is not ready because of financial situation, physical situation, or sometimes the environment where the mother has become pregnant, like something is going on between her and her spouse, or we have this uh, larger families, so there might be some issues with in-laws and all that. So for whatever reason the mother might not be ready to have the child. Then what the child does is the child tries to leave the space. It's as simple as it is. Like you came to my house, okay, but somewhere you realize that you are not welcomed, okay. Somewhere you understood that I'm not comfortable with you being in my house. Then what do? You find ways to leave the space, leave my house, isn't it? Ideally, nobody will like to stay in a place where they are not uh, you know uh, welcomed, or they don't feel being where the host is not comfortable. It's as simple as it is. So and the child takes lot of strategies to kill itself, okay. And once this thing has never I never found any exception. Every child who is born with an umbilical cord around, okay, has I found I had a lot of clients who had been born with an umbilical cord around, and mothers who would reveal what had happened. Yeah. So in every case, they were unwanted child. Okay. So the child was unwanted. So the child tried to kill himself or herself in the womb. They had this. They try, like we some people try to suicide with by hanging themselves. It was same like they wanted to hang themselves. And the same child, many birth problems, like children being put in ICU and all that. Most of the cases where we found is somewhere or the other the child was unwanted. I had many cases. One of my student, both mother and son were my students. So she was like the elder one. The age gap between the elder one and this guy who had this umbilical cord around was literally some 16 years or something, more than 10 years or 12 years. So the mother was feeling very embarrassed to be pregnant again, go with an adult elder son who is quite grown up, and then being pregnant. She felt embarrassed, and she didn't want the child. This child was born with umbilical cord around. Then I had another student whose husband wanted a girl child, like only girl. He was like so fond of girl child that though when they had a boy, okay, they brought the boy out so that the father can take. The father didn't even touch the child. Okay, literally he didn't even touch, and within 1 week the baby died. So these people came after these incidents happened. They didn't come to me before that. Okay. So when the second case, like where this boy died and all that, then she became, now she wants a child, but she's scared. What should I do if again by biologically, if the child is a girl, and my husband doesn't like girls, ultimately again a culture was there where I had to help her. Okay, which we will discuss later also. So when you reject, understand it very simple. When you reject someone, they will leave the space. Okay, especially the child, they will leave the space. And there are other reasons also for miscarriages and all. Never watch stupid movies, or something where a lot of crime and all those things are involved. Okay, do you think you'll be part of a system where a lot of crime, murders, killing, manipulations and all? Would you knowingly be part of any system? Let us imagine some person, like you are getting married and you come to know that their environment is full of this. Would you where they keep killing people, or they cheat people, they manipulate, they have no value for people and all that, would you be voluntarily going for voluntarily you will go and marry that person? No. The first thing you will do is break it, isn't it? Before, if you are getting before you come to know, you will ideally break that. Okay. Similarly, don't watch such kind of things on TV, news and all that, because you are not sending right signal, right messages to your child. Don't do that. Okay. This is very important. That is watching a movie is fine, but watch a movie that will make you light. Okay. Make you light and feel good and all that, but not at least understand, along with you there is someone else is also watching it, there is someone else also listening to that. So try to see that, that person also is comfortable, that person is also feeling good, that he's going to enter into this beautiful world, instead of making the child fetus realize that this world is too bad, I should not be coming here, let me not waste my time on this environment. You understand? These are the reasons. Okay. Now, uh, the other aspect, yeah, I have seen also many clients who I have got gay people, lesbians, and tomboys, all kind of people. Okay. So especially what happens is when a mother strongly wants a girl child. Okay. But the biologically, physically, it is a boy inside. Okay. Now, when the mother is thinking it to be a girl, okay, so physically this baby becomes a, physically he is a boy, but mentally he is a girl. Okay. Physically boy, but mentally a girl. Okay. So physically also he'll get certain characteristics, like certain things in his body, which is he looks bit feminine, he has those feminine features or some things. Then he also gets uh, slowly as he grows up, if the more strongly it builds into his head, he as he grows up, this he gets attracted to men than to women. Okay. Because mentally he is a girl. Okay. Biologic, what uh, common sense is that, being a man, I get attracted to a lady. Okay. Being a lady, she will be attracted to a man. But if inside I'm a lady, I'll be looking for a man from inside, because mostly these are all mind game. Getting attracted, wanting to do all that is all more of a mental thing. So mentally, if I'm a girl, I would like to have a man in my life rather than a lady in my life. Okay. So uh, this also I haven't found any exceptions till now. I had a lot of clients who were gay, and the worst thing that had happened is, like, even after being born also, these mothers, they wear mothers, parents, they wear uh, it can happen with both girls and uh, boys also. They start wearing girls dress to boys. They, like, all silly nasty things they do. They're satisfying mentally, they're satisfying by making this boy a girl, they're feeling satisfied with him. Okay. This has a lot of impact on their characters. uh, but now that I told my case here, I'm not a gay because my mother's side, they wanted a girl. Okay. They were like crazy for a girl. But because, and especially I had an elder brother, so they at least wanted a next child to be a girl child. Okay. But my father's side, everyone wanted a boy. and they have their own reason, because my father had a younger brother who died in 1 year span or something, and after that my father had all sisters only. He never had a brother. So my grandmother, my father's mother, grandfather, all they wanted is another boy, so that my elder brother will have a playmate, okay, someone to play with and all that, which they didn't want their grandchild to have an experience which their son had. So they were very happy to have a boy again. So that particular thing saved me. Okay, that particular thing saved me. That's why I'm not a gay or anything. Okay, so a lot of things you must understand how a simple thought pattern will make a huge difference in your child's life as a mother. Okay, so being scared, being the fears will impact in a different ways. uh, there is an entire science on this, how what kind of thought thinking pattern a child will have if he's been taken with a biceps, if he's having a delayed delivery, what kind of attitude the child will have if it was like a delivery preponed delivery, all those things. It's a big science, which I don't think I need to explain in every point, but this is what I'm trying to make you guys aware of. Okay, so any questions till whatever I have explained till now? Did I make it? You can't unmute or what? Let me give some. Uh, yeah, I have. You guys can unmute yourself. Anyone has any question till whatever I have spoken till now?
Yes, Andy. Nakundi question. Yeah, umbilical cord to పుట్టిన పిల్లలు like స్టాకులతో వస్తారు కదా. So does it mean that they're more equipped for the world? Because they already have undergone so much, but yet they're in this world. Okay, they didn't die. They didn't die. They're still here. Though చాలా మంది వద్దు అనుకున్న వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు కదా. So does it mean they're more equipped to face the world survival process? That's my question.
Uh, Sorry to ask you, were you born with an umbilical cord around?
No, I'm not born so, but my mother didn't wanted a girl child because of financial reasons. So
Okay,
that
girl
yeah,
child.
girl child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was not. It was not exactly. I don't want a child. There is a difference between I totally don't want a child. Okay.
Yeah.
Then having a specific like I want a girl child. I want a boy child. This kind of things. These two elements are very different. Okay.
Yeah.
One is
Okay.
when the mother does not want a child, the child will try its best to leave the world here. Okay, so that is one thing that happens. And when it is particular choice, when a strong choice is made, I want a girl, there is nothing wrong. We all will like certain people. I can have like a I can have a choice of I can have a desire to have a girl or a boy. Okay, there is nothing wrong in that, but don't push it too far. Okay, yeah, that is most important here. I'm not saying you have no right to have a desire to have a girl or a boy, but how far did you go? How far did you make the fetus in the womb to real feel that I want this thing? Okay, so it makes a huge difference. Like for example, my mother wanted to be a girl. Okay, and someone very close in my family is the one who did that, entered into the room, went out, rejected. So throughout my life, I wanted to get approval of especially women. Okay, men were never an issue for me. I never bothered to get an approval from my father, my brother, or if it was my headmaster, like if he is a man and all that. Men were never a question for me. Oh my gosh, who muted me? Fine. From where did I miss? Can someone say?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, my mother, like she was very tensed, like, if it's going to be a girl, then how would I deal with her financially?
no. We are
So
not. We
yeah.
are not here to blame your mother or father. Or
No,
I'm,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm just trying to understand with that what she has
yeah,
shared with me. Yeah.
yeah. Listen now. So ideally, these people will try to get approval. Like they are more of approval seekers, more of appeasing people. Okay. So I was not trying to appease men or get approval from men. I never bothered. In my entire life's characteristics from my childhood, I rarely uh, had a need to get approval from men. Okay, I don't care what my brother thinks of me. I don't care what my father thinks of me or such things. But what was important for me was like what my mother feels about me, what my aunts feel about me, or what my cousin girls, sisters or whoever it is, what my daughter feels about me. All these things have become very important for me. They were like literally very my life was running behind this. Okay, so similarly, if when I when the mother wants a boy and it was a girl, the girl tries to subside with that, like what you could get from a boy, I will give to you. That would be the fundamental thing. And their character generally would be like, I'm no less to a boy. I'm no less to a boy. We are not. We either it can be I, or they can take it like they can extend that. We girls are no less to a boy. Okay, I'm not saying girls are less or boys are less, but that desire or the inner thing strongly wanting to prove that we are not lesser to other kind of people. So that will be a driving force. Okay, that will be one driving force. Okay, and what I noticed in children with like who were unwanted. Okay, whether this boy who came, they have this appeasing things for both people. Like they want approval. They were like rejected from both men and women. Okay, so they always try to they try to communicate, they try to go beyond their capacity to get that feeling like, see, I'm worth enough, I am worth enough to be alive, I'm worth enough to be part of this earthly living. Okay, so they try to do a lot of things to others, so that some people when people say you are such an amazing person, your mother is blessed and all that, that is the kind of words they would love to listen. Okay, and there is nothing wrong in people doing good to others, but it should not come from that area, because no matter how many times you listen to that, you will not the inner self is not really happy. Okay, your inner self is not really happy. So that's how people will ruin their life. You understand? Did I answer you?
Yes, and yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Satish Garu, you can unmute
Yeah.
and ask.
Yeah, I have unmuted. Okay. There is a case where the child feels afraid if somebody says he gets angry for the reason అంటే వాళ్ళు అరే వీళ్ళతో వీళ్ళ కోపం వచ్చిందంటే వీళ్ళు నా నుంచి దూరం వెళ్ళిపోతారు. సో వీళ్ళని అన్నట్టుగా ఐదర్ వాళ్ళకి ఇష్టపడి అంటే వీళ్ళకి ఇష్టం లేకపోయినా వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సింది చేసేయటం, లేకపోతే కూర్చొని బాధపడుతూ ఏడుస్తూ ఉండడం ఇట్లాంటివి చేస్తూ ఉంటే వాట్ కుడ్ హ్యావ్ బీన్ ద ఇది. రెండోది హౌ టు బ్రింగ్ దెమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దట్. ఎందుకంటే రేపు పొద్దున ఇన్ ఫ్యూచర్ వరల్డ్ విల్ ట్రై టు ఎక్స్ప్లాయిట్ దట్ ఏరియా అండ్ అన్నెసెసరీలీ వీళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే ఎమోషనల్ లోడ్ పెరిగిపోతుంది. అటువంటిప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి?
See, certain things we can, like being part of this journey, having so many clients in my life, I can certain things I can understand when they are telling their cases. I can understand probably this might have happened. This might have happened in their life during their first 8 years or during the womb experience. Okay, so this can be that. Sometimes we can't have a there is nothing like this is what definitely should have happened. Okay, though even if I can have a guess from my experience, it's always important for the child to go through a simple session. Okay, how old is this child you are talking about?
7 years.
Mr. Satish?
7 years.
7 years. 7 years child can easily understand. He or she can go through a simple session, a very simple session which won't last even for 20-30 minutes also. Very easy. Most of the cases, most of the times the child can the therapist can understand where it has come from very easily, and that can be changed. Okay, but it's always important, even though we have certain through our experience or whatever, even though we believe that it is going to be this, it could be this, we can't just go like that. Okay, it's not like still it's always good to explore it, where that thing is coming from, where that is coming from. And there are many ways to know that, and there are many ways to even clear that off, completely clear that off. It's not like every time for every issue hypnosis is the only, or going back into that roots in the sense consciously knowing where it is very important. Okay, so there are some breathing methods also, where if the child breathes like this, basically breath will take away that trauma also. Along with the breath it will go away. Okay, then there are every experience a human goes through, uh, every memory, every traumatic memory, it gets stored in different parts of a body. Like shoulder will have certain experiences, certain memories. Hands will have certain memories. Our jaws will have certain memories. Our head will have certain memories. Our calf muscles will have certain memories. Thighs will have certain memories. Stomach will have certain memories. So a therapist will know. Okay, and without this child or even an adult or anyone going back into those things, they can simply kick that off and it goes off from the root. Okay, so there are many modalities, there are many different ways to come out of this, Satish Garu. So but the biggest problem in India is people don't focus on the emotional aspect. They think like, okay, you just let us go to movie, it'll happen, time will heal. Or they don't go to a psychiatrist, or they don't go to a therapist like this for these kind of reasons. They just don't go. They are like, the parents themselves don't feel like taking them. So it is changing now, it is changing, people are understanding. These are all, but it's all very natural things. Like for example, you're standing somewhere some dirt has fallen on you, and you had a skin allergy. You had a rash. Okay, you go to a dermatologist or you go to a skin doctor, isn't it? Yeah. So do you feel bad for going through that? Do you feel guilty, or do you feel low about yourself to go there? Do you? We generally don't do that. We'll go to doctor, we'll say that stupid driver, the car driver or the vehicle driver didn't even bother to notice. Okay, he just let that dirt fall on me. Okay, and I got this I'm allergic to this. That's it. Similarly, there is a lot of emotional dirt that we keep on putting onto others, and we keep on getting into us. Okay, so what's wrong in just going and taking a help, or knowing by ourselves how to come out of it, how to safeguard ourselves? What's wrong in that? We just don't in India, it's a very big thing, where people don't go for such things. It's a very natural phenomena. When you are going out and it is going to rain today, you'll take an umbrella and you just safe, or a raincoat to keep yourself safe. So to keep yourself dry. Yeah. Similarly, there are emotional rain which is not right for you. Okay, and there are ways to even protect yourself, and those are all very simple things, not at all big ones. But the most important one is to acknowledge this and make it simple, keep it simple. That's it, which many people don't do. That is the biggest challenge. At least I'm happy you asked about it.
ఇంకొకటి అండి, వన్ మోర్ ఇది, వాట్ ఈస్ ద పర్పస్
And
ఆఫ్ మనకి పాస్ట్
and
లైఫ్
one more.
రిగ్రెషన్?
And most important thing is uh, if you let your child, is that your child you're talking about or someone else's child?
ఓకే, ఓకే, లెట్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు కీప్ ఇట్ దిస్.
Fine. If you why I asked is, if you have an authority or you are responsible, you are for that child, you can allow the child to be in nature. Okay, uh, and allow him or her to be independent. Okay, what happens is these things, the system inside will find the ways to come out of it. Okay, a lot of
Okay.
things we do, but you have to really allow. When allowing is not like the body, like a physical body, many times it has its own mechanism to cure itself. Fever, body itself heals fever, if it is like, unless it's certain types of fever. Okay, ideally body will heal itself. Similarly, psychologically also, there are things that happens when you allow. Okay, so but we don't know how to allow. Even that part also a lot of people doesn't know. So maybe, since it looks like, if you don't know, you can find a therapist. If you tell me after the class where you live, and if I know someone, I can recommend you to take that child, if you have any right. Okay, or if it is your friend's son or daughter or someone in the family, you can pass on the message. But yeah, the biggest challenge you will face is they will not accept it. Okay.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Yes.
That is the
Yeah.
biggest challenge. So yeah.
And
You have any?
second, one more question is, like, what is the purpose of past life regression? Is it only to know the past lives in the spiritual point of view, or to
No.
for healing purposes?
It's a therapeutic thing. It has a spiritual dimension. It has a lot of dimensions in that. I went for it for one purpose. A lot of people come to me for different purpose, and they, but it helps in all ways. Okay, it helps in relationship issues. It helps in physical diseases, also phobias, a lot of things. But I'm not trying to, advocate or speak about one particular therapy. Okay, so don't think that I could. I'm sharing one of my experience of what had happened in my birth time, during birth time and before birth time. We can address an issue. Okay, I personally learned at least 5-6 methods to address the same issue with highly effective ways, which has nothing to do with hypnosis or past life regression. Okay, there are many other ways. Okay, and I value everything. So and you can go for art therapy. If you get a proper art therapist, your child, that child can go. The artist will put across some crayons or drawing, I mean colors, and looking at the drawing, he or she will, the therapist will know where it has gone wrong, and she will simply say, can you draw this, do that, and they will make her draw something, and the issue is gone. Okay, so there are many things, many ways. So I'm not trying to promote one particular thing here. I'm not here to promote things that I do, nor one particular thing. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's
Yes, sir. Thank you.
it's always your choice. Life has infinite ways to address things. Okay, but so I just want you guys to understand that the significance of how we think, how we speak to our children, and all that, how it impacts the child in their development. Okay, many of the parents, especially this fear and all, uh, most of the times we raise them like, if you don't do this, I will do that. If you don't do that, I will not give you this. All these punishments, either physical punishments or telling that taking away certain privileges, or using this ghost, buchi, and all that stuff, scaring them to just feed them that food and all that. So later, when these children are not confident, when they are scared, when they are uh, like their emotion is more towards more fear based, again these parents are only not very happy. Why? uh, Chandrakala garu, can you mute yourself? So they're not very happy that that children is not having confidence and all that. But with improper knowledge, with lack of patience and all, parents itself, we as parents, we destroy their confidence. Every child is born basically with confidence, basically with love, exploring, and all those things are, we are born with that, but we spoil it. Okay, so a therapist will understand how that fundamental nature has been spoiled. Who has spoiled it? Whether it was a mother, father, relative, or what had happened to that child, that the child has become what she has become or he has become. You understand? It's only to find the root cause. And some are very good in that, some are probably not very good in that. That's the only difference. And 99%, the moment you come to know the root causes, it gets healed. It's very easy. The next step is nothing. Yeah. Anyone else has any question? Pooja ji, was it thing like you had been listening to the previous class also? Was it worth staying back? Okay, so I will. Oh, sorry. I think I can't. You are unable to unmute yourself. Yeah. So is it worth waiting, Pooja ji? That's what. If you can unmute and.
Yes, totally worth it. And it has opened a lot of doors, windows to the mind that so many things are possible. Of course, when I was pregnant with both my kids, had heard about Garbha Sanskar and all. But this is a completely different level on, I mean, after knowing this also, we still do some things. So it really, yeah, it's an eye opener, I think,
Yeah.
for parents. Yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest question many of the parents or would-be parents would be asking is, the first question is, okay, now that I understood how it impacts, or I understand how it had impacted. Okay. The first question is, if they are would-be parents, they would like to see how they can protect their children. Okay. How they would protect their children from getting into this trauma, all the negative things. Okay. One, the most important one is what the mother feels. Okay. If the mother is the most primary being in the child's life. Okay. Because the child is growing within the mother's body. Okay. And throughout this 9 months plus or minus few days, throughout the journey, they are together. Okay. Father might have gone to some place, mother would have gone to her mother's place, okay, granny's place and all that. But throughout the time, mother is with the baby inside the womb. Okay. So the most idealistic thing the mother has to do is, whenever she is, and 9 months is not a small period. Okay. It's not that you will be, for 9 months you'll be sitting in a heaven. Yeah. Every person will go through a lot of things during those 9 months period. Okay. Wherever they are, irrespective, even if if the mother is going to her mother's house, even the mother there, father there cannot really create an environment where the mother has never felt sad or low or anything. Okay. It's not just about the, how they make you laugh, how they make you light. Not only that, physically also, mother will be going through a lot of things. Okay. Morning sickness, this, that, getting drained. When a person is physically getting drained, he can't be laughing, just and a lot of sleepless nights. Okay. When you don't get a proper sleep, it's very easy to make you get angry or anything. Okay. So ideally, how do can we create such an ideal environment? Absolutely ideal environment? Not exactly. It's not very easy. Okay. Not exactly. But what a mother can do is, the mother can make that protection. Okay. Whenever the environment changes, whenever the mother is in an environment where, suppose, like, there is a fight going on, something, some argument or anything. Okay. The mother can, first thing she could do is, she can move out of that space. Okay. uh, and purposefully don't watch all these ghost movies. I know a lot of women, even like my wife also likes this horror movies and all that. But thankfully, she never watched anything horror movies or anything during her pregnancy time. Both kids, she didn't watch. As far as my knowledge goes, she didn't watch. Okay. First thing, at least for few months, you get all those movies and everything on OTTs or in so many other places. Okay. You will not miss it. You can only postpone it. Okay. You can miss it for few days, or if you're very much interested in those things. Okay. I'm not against your personal choices, taste and all that, but yes, there are certain things it's better to avoid at certain times. Okay. So it's a simple common sense. Yeah. So don't do such things while you're pregnant. And if things are going which are not under your control is happening in your house, which is not ideal for your child inside, if there is a possibility, move out of that space. Okay, move out of that space. uh, Listen to some good music or good things, or get into an environment, create and be part of an environment where you are happy and the child is happy. That is also not possible. If that is also not possible, then just put your hand on your womb and say you have nothing to do with this. Okay, you have nothing to do with this. Okay, you can just put your hand and say it has nothing to do with you. I don't care. Okay, you may not say loudly, you can say with your feeling also. Okay, it makes, as long as it doesn't make difference to the mother. Okay, nothing in this world can make difference. Okay, if mother is happy with the way the child is, boy or a girl, white or a black, long nose, small nose, as long as the mother is happy, no one else can make a child unhappy. First comes mother, then comes father and others. Okay, others, after coming into the world only, we make others important. Okay, the mother has to tell to the child that he is your father, he's your grandfather, she's your grandmother, she's your teacher. Give value to him. The child from the womb or the outside also understands, okay, he's so and so, my mother is giving value, so I should also give the value. But the most important value is to the mother. If the mother doesn't care what the third person is thinking, the child should be, the child will never bother. This is a simple common sense and funda, simple funda, nothing more you need to do. You need not pay much and all that and go for huge classes and all that. It's all not needed. Understand one basic formula. If the mother is not bothered about so and so person's opinions, so and so person's interest, the child is also not bothered. Okay, but when mother makes the other person important, it could be father of this child, it could be grandfather, the child also starts taking. It's as simple as it is. Okay, so you can say that's not, I don't care about what the person is saying. I don't, and if it's some fights or something's happening, it has nothing to do with you. You are safe. You just take a break. You have a rest. It will settle down. Okay. If you can start talking to your child like that inside the womb, that will take care. Because we cannot have a filtered society. Okay, it requires a lot of father, mother, grandparents, cousins, in-laws. Everyone should be in sync with what you believe. That is literally that's not an world we live in. Every person is unique, every person's emotion is unique, every person's desires are unique and different. Okay, so we don't need to even expect them to fall in line with our thoughts. All we need to do is just uh, have that clarity that you are important if you're a mother. That's as simple as it is. So that you can do for if you are getting pregnant. Okay, now what you can do after being after the child is born. Like, there was one case of my teacher. I was trained by this teacher into Louis L. Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, where we focus on what happens during first 8 years, how it impacts and all that, how to change that and all that. Okay, so she was my teacher in that. So one day her niece called her saying that my friend's friend had a child, and the child is being put in ICU. Okay, the child is having some problem, so kindly help Apna. Okay, so my teacher asked, I think, did you ask your friends that were they ready for the child? Did they really wanted a child? Okay, then this girl, this her niece was surprised. She felt like, why will they not have a child? See, outwardly, many of us we think the parents are ready for a child and all that, but they can have a different there are many reasons why may choose not to have a child forever, or they can have a, they can plan like it's not, this is not the ideal time, they have that time. Okay, so reluctantly she asked, and she came to know that they were not, it was not a planned pregnancy, nor they were ready for parenting. Okay, so the child had certain complications, the child, because the child wanted to quit. uh, so the child tried to uh, leave. So now the solution was very simple. My teacher told them, be with the baby. Okay, stay with the baby, keep on telling how much you want the child, and miraculously within few hours it was like a miracle, the child recovered. So the earlier the parents realize the mistakes, it's far easier for to rectify them. Okay, and the most important aspect for healing is to really realize what mistake we have done. Okay, and honestly uh, help and honestly work to what you say, rectify that mistake. I can give you another example. I had a client, this girl was studying 10th. Her mother was a very well-known teacher in Secunderabad, a very well-known school. Okay, so a lot of people used to come to her for a lot of things, okay, help and all that. But she had a very big problem with her child. The problem with the child was she's the only daughter, and in their house, their cousin brothers were also living. Okay, so she was like, whenever the mother used to give some attention to her brothers, cousin brothers, she would pitch in and she would say, Anna, go bring this, do that, do that. Like literally, she was disturbing, disturbed. She basically, the child was disturbed. Okay. So when she came to my workshop, when she came to my session, during the session we could see one thing. What happened is, when this girl was a small girl, her mother was working, and she had no other way. She had to work because they were going through a financial challenge that time, and she has to also work. Okay, it was not she had a choice to not to work, and she didn't choose that. Okay, it's not that she had no other choice, she had to work. So every other kids would have parents there playing with them and all that, and this child was eagerly waiting for that mother, and she went through such phase. Okay, so all this anger, all these things were coming from there. Though the child, she was amazingly intelligent, amazingly good in her everything, but she couldn't come out of that. Though she knew that she's not doing it right, but somehow when in that situation, she will still do the same things. Okay, so when we found out the root cause, okay, and after the session, when the parents and the cousin brothers, everybody came, I made the mother and daughter sit across each other. Then I told what had happened, what is the root cause. The mother literally cried, and the girl was feeling embarrassed with, because my family was there. My sessions used to happen at my house. My family was there, their family was there. None of other students were not there, but so mother was asking for forgiveness. She was telling why she didn't, she had no other choice at that time and all that. So after that, now they were very well off. The mother didn't have any reason to work. Okay, for at least for financial reasons were not there. And now immediately she quit the job. She gave full time to her daughter. Okay, she was absolutely sincere. Okay, so the daughter, and now this girl has she couldn't even study properly. And I was really shocked, because this girl was amazingly smart girl, amazingly intelligent, but she couldn't study because her issue is coming from somewhere. Okay, this entire thing changed. We can rectify things. These girls things could be the relation between mother and daughter, everything, all the dynamics changed. Okay, this girl became a doctor, and they have a very good life now. Yeah, but it was like when she got some 65 or 70, 65 or something percentage in 10th, they brought sweets and all. I was really shocked, because I know this girl is so intelligent. She was a gem in my class. There were other people also, but though she was the smallest one, youngest one in that particular workshop, she was far ahead of others. And I was surprised by how these people are so happy for just because she's more capable. Okay, it's not that I value someone with respect to the marks they get on their mark sheet. What I wanted to tell is she was capable, but parents said, you don't know, sir, though she's smart, what you have done, how you have helped us to let this girl come out is you can't understand. So then I could understand the depth and significance of that. So the most important element is your sincerity. If you've done some mistakes during your pregnancy, during your delivery, during raising your children, the moment you come to know, acknowledge that, have the strength to acknowledge that, and do what you can do to compensate it, rectify it. And if you do it sincerely, the things will be healed. So this is what you can do if you have already damaged it. Okay, the first one was what you could have done before the damage has happened. The second one is what you could do if there is a damage already happened. Okay, any questions from whatever you have heard? Let me give this. Yeah, you guys can unmute yourself. Jansigar, you have any questions? So we will end this session here because somebody unmuted. Any questions?
ఝాన్సీ
Yeah.
మళ్ళీ ఇది 10th లో కూడా చెప్తారా, కంటిన్యూ చేస్తారా?
రేపు తెలుగులో చెప్తానమ్మా.
ఓకే ఓకే సరే సరే
ఓకే
ఓకే
ఓకే. యా, అందుకే ఇంకా ఇంగ్లీష్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఈరోజు చేయలేదు. క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏం లేవు కదా?
ఏం లేదు. రేపు ఇంకొకసారి నేను ఇందాక నాకు అదే ఒక 15
Fine.
మినిట్స్ లేట్ గా అటెండ్ అవటం అయింది. రేపు
ఇది యూట్యూబ్ లో ఉందమ్మా, యూట్యూబ్ లో ఉంది, గ్రూప్ లో పెడతారు యూట్యూబ్ లింక్.
సరే సరే
ఓకే, మీరు వినొచ్చు.
ఓకే ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ.
మోస్ట్లీ రేపు ఇదే సేమ్ ఉండొచ్చు తెలుగులో, బట్ ఇఫ్ అప్పటికప్పుడు ఇంకేమన్నా కొత్తవి వస్తే ఐ కెన్ టెల్ సంథింగ్ దేర్. ఓకే
ఓకే ఓకే
ఓకే ఓకే దెన్. సో వర్తిని, బాలకృష్ణ, శ్రీదేవి గారు, question? Thank you.